Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you run, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you run, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, next day,
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Tuesday, April 4, 2023. In the news, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and Minister Dennis Cornwall swapped ministerial portfolios. Implementation and Mobilization Minister Andy Williams says government is encountering some difficulty with the Molinier land slippage restoration project. Health officials issue caution amidst outbreak of gastro and acute respiratory illnesses. Regionally, Trinidad wins $100 million verdict in key corruption lawsuit in Miami. Internationally, former U.S. President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to 34 felony counts. Plus, in the sports news, Grenada's Carifta team presented with Team Kit. We'll talk about that one. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste here at the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Top story, a new finance minister was appointed on Monday. Dennis Cornwall has assumed responsibility for the Ministry of Finance, a portfolio previously held by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. The announcement was made by way of government's press briefing on Tuesday. More from Renaped Thomas.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has relinquished the Finance Ministry in his first cabinet reshuffle. In a swap, the Prime Minister handed over the portfolio of Minister for Finance to the Honorable Dennis Cornwall and takes up responsibility for the ministry held by Mr. Cornwall, that of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation.
Effective as of yesterday, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall assumed the portfolio of Minister of Finance, and I would have relinquished that portfolio. I should, however, indicate that I'm acting as Minister of Finance until the end of the week, Friday, as the Honorable Minister Cornwall is off island on government business and returns on Friday. I have relinquished the portfolio of Minister of Finance and will assume the portfolio of Minister for Public Utilities, infrastructure, civil aviation, transportation.
The portfolios of Minister for Information, National Disaster and National Security are still under the PM's belt. The reason given for the change is to allow the Prime Minister the opportunity to learn and study the various ministries.
I have never worked in the public service, and prior to getting involved in politics, I have never worked for the government, save for the 2 years that I taught at Presentation Brothers College. So as Prime Minister, it's also important for me to be able to get the opportunity to cross-learn and cross-train across different ministries. And in the case of the Ministry of Public Utilities, it is a vast ministry with several statutory bodies delivering on a number of services, from energy to water to postal services to roads to government maintenance, etc. And so as part of that learning process, that is important for me as well. I thought it would be important to give myself an opportunity as well to be able to learn and to manage some of other ministries, and the Ministry of Public Utilities would have been one that I selected for that purpose.
Minister Cornwall will be tasked with managing the country's finances, overseeing the collection of revenue, allocating funds, and managing the national debt. As Finance Minister, he will also be responsible for providing economic analysis and advice to the government on a range of issues. I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting for GBN News.
Well, police have confirmed that one man has been charged in connection with the missing Grenadian-Canadian man, Wayne Smart. Smart, 49, had been reported missing in Grenada for several months now. Superintendent of Police Simon Douglas gave this update. All right, according to police, Wayne Smart was last seen vacationing in Grenada months ago. He left home on Sunday, December 11, 2022, and has not returned since. Family members have been searching for him since the time of his disappearance, but to no avail. The Grenada Broadcasting Network is following this story. We'll bring you more details as they come to hand. Randy John has been sentenced to 33 years in prison for capital murder in connection with the October 2018 killing of 16-year-old Queenette Johnson. Here's the report.
The sentence was handed down to John by High Court Judge Madame Justice Paula Guilford at the St. George's No. 1 High Court on Tuesday. John, a 24-year-old resident of Epping Forest, was represented in court by attorney Jerry Edwin.
And the judge has indicated the sentencing will reflect the need for deterrence, punishment. But she believes that Randy, a young man who was 20 years old at the time, can be rehabilitated. So she has mandated psychiatric counseling. She has ordered he take up the rest of his education because he left school in Form 3. She has also demanded that he come back, clear his conscience, and of course be engaged in the activities at the prison so that he can develop. I think justice was done in this case.
In handing down the sentence, Justice Guilford noted the traumatizing impact of Queenette's death on other members of her family. Justice Guilford also noted the plea made by the mother of the now convicted man for the court to have mercy on her son, stating that there is no evidence of attempts to reach out to the grieving family of the deceased teenager. John's mother sought to clear the air in this regard in an interview with reporters after hearing the fate of her son.
At the sentencing, the judge was saying that that I didn't, apologize to the parents, or I had no thing. But what I am saying is that from the time the matter started, when I went to court, I went to the young lady because I didn't know who it was. And miss, that lady put on one show in St. David's. That the people, I tell you, the people she had around her who came with her, they gang upon me. My sister had to pull me out from between the people. And let me tell you, I am sorry that it happened. I am sorry that it happened. Whether it is my son, whether it was my neighbor, I'm sorry it happened because I have children of my own. You understand? Even though it's not my child that died, I am sorry it happened. No nobody didn't send. You understand me? I don't believe nobody would send some.
Justice Guilford also pointed out that to this day, the now convicted man has expressed no remorse for the fatal incident. Attorney Edwin has elaborated on a decision taken by the court to allow John to come back to the court after sentencing to expunge the details of how the crime was committed.
The court did something rare, and Justice Guilford, our chief judge in Grenada, indicated that it is the first time in her illustrious career that she has asked that a convicted man come back into the court after sentence so that he could expunge the details of how the crime was committed.
The deceased teenager was reportedly last seen in the company of the St. David's man. Her body was found on October 25, 2018, in an advanced stage of decomposition at a deserted house at Charlottesville, St. David, some 6 days after she was reported missing. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
You're watching Network News. More news to come after the break. Stay with us.
God bless you. This is Pastor Donnie McClurkin, and I'm coming to the island of Spice. That's right. I'm coming to Grenada on Friday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium. It's going to be a fantastic night of praise and worship that will bring glory to God and start a revival throughout Grenada. And I want to give special honor to all of the pastors that are working tirelessly throughout Grenada to make this possible. I come to pay honor to you as well. Don't forget, Friday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium. Donnie McClurkin in concert in Grenada. I'll see you there.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly kites near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple?
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenlec at 237 and they will come and help.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Island Style's annual Easter clearance sale is here, and boy, do we have some exciting deals for you. Massive savings on tiles to be had with discounts from 10 to 35% off on all tiles store-wide. Buy all we have in a low stock model and watch your discounts skyrocket with a huge 15% off. Plus get chip edge tiles for as low as $1. Yes, we're clearing out our old stock to bring in the new. And that's not all. The Easter Bunny has added extra savings on tubs, bathroom vanities, tile tools, and so much more. It won't get any better than this. Jump on these excellent deals and visit our Island Style showroom on Monroe Road in Grandans or call 439-TILE. That's 439-8453. Sale ends Holy Saturday. When you think tile, think Island Style.
Greetings, my Grenada family. This This is Marcy Griffith. I'll be in your town on Saturday, April 15th for Reggae Fest with the likes of Shabba Ranks, Grams Morgan, Romaine Virgo, Coffee, Tamara, and many more. It's going to be a musical upliftment. You can't afford to miss it.
More chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway, and watch your money grow. Coming soon to authorized agents near you. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack, I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Uncle Waggy, Uncle Waggy, Uncle Waggy. I can't wait for the kids' Easter extravaganza.
Parents, get the kids ready for the most anticipated kids event in Grenada on Saturday, 8 April, Easter Saturday. Megaforce promotion, Easter Kids Extravaganza. Montrouge playing field, starting time 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. There'll be rides, slides, obstacle courses, rock climbing, bouncy castles, go-karts, and much, much more. Then from 6 p.m., we move stateside for special performances from the Carriacou Road Match 11-year-old Technical. Alongside Dax, also from Carriacou. Soca Sensations, TJ and Kayoni. Conception Dancers, New Dimension Kids on Pan, and many, many more thrilling performances. Admission, kids $5, adults only $10. This is an event no kid wanna miss. Easter Saturday.
Going no small fret, let me extend my apology.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Network News, welcome back. 23 years, 4 months and 13 days. The sentence handed down to 51-year-old Mitch Phillip for the May 2020 death of his common-law wife, 23-year-old Queena Johnson. Attorney-at-law Jerry Edwin, who provided legal counsel for Phillip, believes his client is innocent of the crime.
the dedication and devotion that he showed to his family, the relationship he had with his wife and significant other, the deceased, Chanel Alexis, notwithstanding the disparity in their ages, it was one that we describe in the four-letter word: love. Unyielding, uncompromising love that Mr. Philip had for Chanel. Therefore, we argued in our mitigation this morning, it is unlikely, highly improbable, and we believe the evidence showed that he had no role to play in the death of Chanel Alexis.
Police charged Mitch Phillip for the death of the young mother of two based on information contained in a 7-page report by top Trinidad and Tobago forensic scientist Professor Hubert Daisley, who found that she did not die from natural causes but from suspicious circumstances. The victim was about 12 to 15 weeks pregnant at the time of her death. The report also found that there was evidence of force being used to subdue the deceased based on her death, before her death, based on impressions seen on her legs and thighs.
The expert in this case, Dr. Daisy, had given, in effect, marching orders to the police.
You have to find blood.
They must find blood, a lot of blood. They went into the room and there was not a pinprick of anything resembling blood. More importantly, there was no evidence of any attempt by Mr. Phillip to clean up the scene. It remained just the way he left when he took Chanel to the hospital. I shouldn't say took, rushed Chanel to the hospital until the police came back later that day. So there was no cleaning agent used to cover up anything. There's no need for a cover-up. Mr. Mitch Phillip has said, I am
a free man. And right now, in this case, I'm punished for a crime I didn't commit. I may say, to whom it may concern. Today is mine, tomorrow might just be theirs. I'm a free man. I didn't commit the crime I was charged for.
Attorney Edwin spoke of plans to appeal his client's conviction and sentence.
And we intend to go to the Court of Appeal and to say that the sentence, indeed the conviction of Mitch Phillip, the latter was unwarranted. He should not have been convicted. And the sentence we believe today, 23 years, 4 months and 13 days, does not reflect the circumstances of the evidence that was canvassed before the court.
Other news, health officials are urging caution amidst an ongoing outbreak of gastro and acute respiratory illnesses. The figures for infected people put forward by the Ministry of Health this year show an astronomical increase in infections compared to the same period last year. Rena Pett Thomas has this report.
The Ministry of Health has announced that thousands of Grenadians were affected by an outbreak of gastroenteritis, commonly known as gastro. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles says the outbreak has affected over 3,000 people of all age groups between January to present, which is much more than the 70 cases recorded in 2022 for the same period.
Grenada is experiencing an outbreak of acute gastroenteritis. Now, this condition is characterized by nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, and watery diarrhea. Some individuals may have fever and muscle pain, and the symptoms generally last between 1 to 3 days. Now, this increase in cases were noticed about 3 weeks ago, And in the last 3 weeks, a total of 345 cases were reported.
Most of the cases recorded this year are persons between the ages of 1 to 4 and 25 to 40 years. The parishes of St. Andrew, St. George, and Carriacou and Petite Martinique are mostly affected, with the highest number of cases recorded in St. George. While many of the gastro cases are mild, it can cause serious dehydration and death in persons who have underlying conditions. The CMO spoke of how this virus is transmitted and how people can fight the illness.
Now, this disease is transmitted via what we call the fecal-oral route through the consumption of food and water that is contaminated with viruses and bacteria. It is also transmitted when unclean or contaminated hands or objects touch the mouth. Now, treatment includes consuming fluids such as oral rehydration salts to replace what is lost through vomiting and diarrhea. Drinking water only is not sufficient in most instances because other substances are lost in stools and vomit.
Acute respiratory cases are also on the increase. There, too, most of the cases are within the ages of 1 to 4 and 25 to 40.
We would also like to report to the public or to inform the public that high numbers of cases of acute respiratory infection were reported in Grenada since the start of the year. So far, we have seen 3,280 cases of acute respiratory infections being reported, and this is compared to the long-term average of 2,354. During the same period in the year 2022, only 1,228 cases were reported.
People are being asked to visit their family doctor once symptoms are severe and ensure that they follow all the medical advice. For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.
The story to report: government is encountering some difficulty which may defer the timeline for the completion of the road restoration project in Molyneux. My colleague Beverly Telesford has details in this dispatch.
The Molyneux land slippage restoration project is proving to be more difficult than anticipated. That's the word coming from Minister for Implementation and Mobilization, Andy Williams, as he outlined some of the challenges government has encountered with the ongoing project.
The Molyneux is a challenge, and to be honest with you, it's not as easy as you think. The area is a gravel area, so you will have a plan going in, but you'll have to change the plan as you go along.
Williams said he hadn't recognized the significance of the outsourced contractor until the intricacy of the project became clear to him. He promised that though the timeline for the project may change, it would be one that is thorough and effective.
So it's a case where the contractor is very capable, and at first, let me just be honest, at first I was questioning as to why we have to get someone from outside to do the job. But this is that job where you need someone who have or had experience in doing that sort of project before. And we have full confidence that he will complete the job. But we are not pressing too much because it's better we take our time and do it properly than we rush it and not do it to the best. So have a little patience with us, and I can assure you that the road will be open a little beyond the time that is expected, but the quality of the work will be good.
His comments come as residents in the area raised concerns with the GBN over the type of soil in the area. They say the ground in the area the project is being conducted appears to be very unstable, with a lot of loose topsoil. The Molyneux land slippage restoration project is part of the over $30 million Western Corridor project. The Molyneux Road was closed in 2019 and was deemed unsafe for motorists and residents in the area to pass. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The data protection bill that has sparked heated debates in the lower house is set to go before the Senate in 2 days. Government has been having discussions with interest groups to get feedback. on the bill, which the opposition is set not to support unless widespread consultation is held and concerns addressed. Sherry and Blackman-Stephen has this update.
The 2023 Data Protection Bill seeks to promote the protection of personal data processed by public and private bodies to provide for the functions of the Information Commission and for related matters. However, there are sections of the bill that have raised opposition to its passage in Parliament. Concerned stakeholders such as the opposition New National Party, the Grenada Bar Association, and the Media Workers Association of Grenada have called for more dialogue and consultation on the bill. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell was asked about government's plans going forward with the controversial bill.
We have been engaging in consultations with several stakeholders in relation to the data protection bill. Once we are complete with the consultations, we will then make a determination as to whether there's a need for any amendments or whether we proceed.
PM Mitchell said he believes the issues relating to the bill stem from misunderstandings.
To a large extent, I think what is clear coming out of the consultations is that there's, in a sense, a fundamental misunderstanding more than anything else as to, first of all, what is data? That's one. Second, what is personal data in a commercial transaction?
He spoke to what was understood from dialogues held.
What is clear coming out of the engagement is that there's a need for general education on digital literacy, on data literacy, and for persons to understand how the information they provide about themselves in a digital world, in a virtual world, how and why it needs to be protected to ensure that, in fact, you are safeguarded.
Some amendments were made to the proposed legislation during the March 14 sitting of Parliament, although the opposition leader has termed them as cosmetic and not addressing the concerning issues. The New National Party member Oliver Joseph on GBN To The Point on Tuesday said they are not opposing the bill, just saying there is need for more consultation.
I think the Bar Association is extremely critical, and the president of the Bar did make a statement saying that they met, they discussed the bill, and there are areas of concern, and that they will send the concern to the Attorney General. Now, if it goes to the Senate, of course, if there are substantial changes, can send it back down to the lower house. So we will have to wait and see what happens on Thursday. But we are not satisfied that sufficient consultation. I mean, we are saying we will support the bill. We think the bill is necessary. All we're asking for is consultation.
The upper house is scheduled to meet on Thursday, April the 6th from 9 a.m. Cherry and Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
See the power of GBN ISOR. A problem featured in this segment was addressed to our ISOR reporters' satisfaction.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISOR is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Another effective outcome of our GBN ISOR. Last Thursday, we aired a citizen journalist concerned that a blind spot was being created near the road leading to Mount Carmel St. Andrew. The man was concerned that the main road was being used as a soil dump site, causing obstruction of the visual field for drivers. Our ISOR reporter sent us an update on Tuesday that the dirt mound was removed and the blind spot eliminated. Kudos to our citizen journalist for that submission. Use our ISOR line at 405-3052 to send your photo and video submissions, or send them via our other social media platforms.
This is Network News live from the Grenadian capital. Still to come from us. Government to embark on money management sessions for its employees in light of its move to pay them semi-monthly. Stay with us.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Sisson's WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Shop at Southern Electrical for all your security camera needs. We offer a wide variety of cameras ranging from solar cameras with or without lights, 4G cameras, Wi-Fi and PoE kits, 4th channel, 8 channels, 16 channels, replacement cameras for PoE, standalone Wi-Fi cameras, wall lamp or bulb, floodlights with cameras, watch cameras, pen cameras, and much more. We are located at Dusty Highway in Granada and St. George. Southern Electrical, best value, expert advice, quality product. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook today.
And so it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin Diapers, New Bright Laundry Detergent, Allegro Pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Hello again. The Ministry of Finance will be hosting money management sessions for its employees to better help them manage their incomes. The move follows government's decision to pay public servants semi-monthly from later this month. According to Mike Sylvester, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, a concern was raised among many employees about the management of a semi-monthly salary.
And what we will do, in fact, we are rolling out this week some money management sessions with all public workers and pensioners and others who are interested in those functions. That will start on Thursday of this week. And we will have a session in the morning and one in the afternoon. And then we will continue after the holiday period in terms of the money management sessions. Together with the rollout of the twice monthly payment, we are also moving towards the issuance of electronic pay slips. Previously, government would print in excess of 5,000 plus pay slips on special paper, and of course that is a significant cost. We are moving away from that to the issuance of pay slips that will be sent directly to your personal email address.
During several consultations with banking institutions on the island, Sylvester says several solutions were found for the queries posed by employees.
They have indicated that they have been reaching out to their customers in terms of providing options on how they pay the mortgages. And as Prime Minister mentioned, there is the option to pay your mortgage on a twice monthly basis. So basically, instead of having to pay 12 payments per year, you can pay 24 payments. And of course, that allows you to be able to pay down your mortgage or your loan faster. And of course, there are interest benefits to that. They have also indicated that there will be flexibility for persons to be able to access the resources much faster.
The first semi-monthly payment will be made on April 14.
Effective the 15th of April, as was just mentioned, the bi-monthly or twice monthly, semi-monthly payments will commence. Given that the 15th is a holiday, persons will receive their payments by the 14th of this month. So that's the first payment will be on the 14th. The two payment dates are the 15th and the 30th of each month going forward. Where those dates fall on a holiday or fall on a weekend, then we will pay the last working day before those dates.
The move towards adjusting the Wage Advisory Committee considers the poverty level within the country and ensures that some business operators do not take advantage of unsuspecting people. It is with this in mind that the price control unit is being looked at.
As the issue of wage adjustments come to the fore, the issue of price gouging is one concern highlighted. Economist and chairman of the Wage Advisory Committee, Dr. Cullen Gilchrist, explains what needs to happen to address this issue.
There's a regime of price control that needs to be revamped and make relevant. And the mechanism for policing it, and of course the enforcement arm of the system is not working well. I believe when I used to be in charge of the statistics department under which price control function, we had about 20 price control inspectors. My understanding now we have about 3.
He explained the reasoning behind adjusting minimum wage.
What we are concentrating on, and one of our justification for looking at this issue, is to make an adjustment to wages from 2011 in one instance, just for the time value of money. We are not giving anybody a wage increase. You got to work for that. The Bible says, by the sweat of thy brow thou shalt what?
Yeah, but what's about,
eat bread.
What's about those of us who work in a condition with no sweat?
So it's not about a wage increase, but it's just an adjustment to what you own in the context of cost of living and the value of money.
Addressing poverty within the Grenadian society is one of the goals of the Wage Advisory Committee. Dr. Gilchrist, who was a guest on GBN's Good Morning program, says the intention is to stamp out poverty.
If you look at extreme poverty, that is rising. And I'm not talking about those who are vulnerable, just on the brink. So any any event can push them into poverty. We are looking at that category.
Yeah. If we, as we say it colloquially, if the breeze blow too hard.
Yeah. So part of the minimum wage adjustment is to help ease the issue of poverty. We want to get the wage to a level where you could achieve or maintain or acquire your basic needs. So we want to push people a lot of poverty with the minimum wage.
A series of town hall meetings aimed at adjusting the minimum wage begins on Wednesday at the St. George's Anglican Senior School and not the GBSS as previously advertised. It begins at 6 p.m. Meetings will continue in St. David on Wednesday, April the 12th, followed by a meeting in St. Andrew on April 19th. The meetings move to Carriacou and Petit Martinique on April 26th and returns to the mainland on May 3rd in St. Mark. The series will conclude in St. Patrick on May 10th. All meetings begin at 6 p.m. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Members of Grenada's Carifta team presented with their team kits, of course, ahead of their departure on Thursday. Sports News is next.
Uncle Waggy, I can't wait for the kids' Easter extravaganza.
Parents, get the kids ready for the most anticipated kids event in Grenada on Saturday, 8 April, Easter Saturday. Megaforce promotion, Easter Kids Extravaganza. Montrouge playing field, starting time 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. There'll be rides, slides, obstacle courses, rock climbing, bouncy castles, go-karts, and much, much more. Then from 6 p.m., we move stateside for special performances from the Carriacou Road Match 11-year-old Technical. Alongside Dax, also from Carriacou. Soca Sensations, TJ and Kayoni. Conception Dancers, New Dimension Kids on Pan, and many, many more thrilling performances. Admission, kids $5, adults only $10. This is an event no kid wanna miss. Easter Saturday.
Going no small fret, let me extend my apology.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Here's what customers had to say about Domus Windows and Doors.
The service was excellent with Domus.
Excellent customer service.
Just out of frustration, searching, and just came across you, and I think it was the best, one of my best find ever.
A good feature is that I didn't have to install any burglar proofing on the door because they have laminate glass.
The manufacturing time was on point.
Thanks for what you all are doing. I will continue to be a customer.
Visit Caribbean Shutters, Windows and Doors for Domus quality UPVC solutions.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and the regional cricket tournaments. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, Because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Sporting fans, good evening. Today, the 30 members of Grenada's Carifta team were each presented with a team kit for the upcoming games in the Bahamas. The team will depart on Thursday, having secured contributions from the government of Grenada and other stakeholders, according to Conrad Francis, president of Grenada Athletic Association.
Expensive to travel to a Carifta games, especially in these times where airfares are extremely high. And in fact, we couldn't even get a commercial flight to take us to the Bahamas. So government through National Lottery stepped in, and just the air flights alone would cost us something in the region of $80,000 US. It's pretty expensive to send a team in these times, a team as large as this. We are going with, I think it's 30 athletes and 6-7.
Well, Alva Brown is the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Sports. He had these words for the athletes.
This weekend you are going to be ambassadors for Grenada. What does an ambassador do? An ambassador represents his country with pride and with dignity. This is what we are asking of you this weekend. And do that. The red in the flag represents the burning aspirations of our people. That spirit. Yes? And so when you fly that flag in Nassau, when you compete in the various events, you're flying that flag. And you should fly it with that level of exuberance. And
Sports Minister Ron Redhead had this message for the team.
As ambassadors, you must have that in the back of your mind that when you go out there and you compete, you do that understanding that you're representing that cause, that vision, and that aspiration. Essentially, my message to you this morning is to go out there, compete, to win. And I want to give you this message, that as athletes, you will be time and time again influenced by external forces to do things. Do not engage in wrong things. Always remember two things, the two H's. Be humble and be honest in your profession. Take the sport as a profession indeed. Do not see this as just another hobby to line and to travel. Some of you may or may not be traveling for the first time. Take it as a good experience, but also take the experience of competing as the best experience.
All right, so the Carifta Games will see competition among 27 Caribbean countries. Each country will present the best two in each event. In most instances, Carifta is the second most competitive junior games after the World Junior Games. We can tell you too, the event is scheduled for April 7 to 10, 2023 in Nassau, the Bahamas, at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. This story to report in the sports news. CONCACAF has confirmed the details on the 2023 Gold Cup draw. The live draw is scheduled to take place on Friday, April 14, 2023 at Sophie Stadium in Inglewood, California. CONCACAF President and FIFA Vice President Victor Montagliani will participate in the event alongside the team's head coaches and important guests. The 17th edition of the Gold Cup is scheduled to take place between June 16 and July 16, 2023. The final at Sophie Stadium on Sunday, July 16, will crown CONCACAF's best men's national team and conclude 2 months of elite football in the region that include the 2023 Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League final and the 2022-2023 CONCACAF Nations League final. The teams participating in the prelims will be seeded into a Round 1 matchup or placed in Part 1, listed in ranking order per pot. Round 1 matchup, 6 highest-ranked teams: Trinidad and Tobago, Martinique, Curacao, French Guiana, Suriname, and Guyana. Part 1, 6 lowest-ranked teams: Guadeloupe, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Grenada, Puerto Rico, and St. Martin. Right. This one to tell you about defending champion Rafael Nadal remains a doubt for the French Open after pulling out of next week's Monte Carlo Masters with an ongoing hip injury. The Spanish world number 14 has won the tournament in Monaco 11 times, but is not fit to return to action. The 36-year-old has not played since his straight-set second-round defeat by American Mackenzie McDonald at the Australian Open in January. World number 2 Carlos Alcaraz is also out of Monte Carlo due to injury. The Spaniard, who is chasing Novak Djokovic for the number 1 ranking and has hand and back problems. Nadal had expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks after an MRI scan following his Melbourne loss showed a tear in his left psoas muscle. That's the sports news for now. After 19 years, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has emerged victorious in the multi-million-dollar civil asset forfeiture claim in Miami, linked to the construction of the Piarco International Airport Terminal building.
And in our top story tonight, after 19 years, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has emerged victorious in the multi-million-dollar civil asset forfeiture claim in Miami, linked to the construction of the Piarco Airport Terminal building. The jury concluded that businessman Steve Ferguson, former UNC Minister Brian Quaitang, and U.S. businessman Raul Gutierrez, Jr. were liable for over $30 million in damages suffered by TNT. The state is also entitled to prejudgment interest of at least $25 million. The final judgment will be in excess of $100 million, or approximately 700 million TT dollars. Speaking to TTT News, corporate representative, former Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi, said the ruling was a win for the citizens of TNT.
After 19 years of litigation in the Miami courts, the people of Trinidad and Tobago are the beneficiaries of approximately 700 million Trinidad and Tobago dollars. The state is extremely grateful that the due process in the U.S. courts has produced a judgment via a jury, which sat before a judge, and the state's obligation at this point is to pursue the enforcement of the judgment, the collection of interest, and the collection of costs.
The verdict means that this country will get triple the damages it sought automatically under the U.S. Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations RICO law. Mr. Al-Rawi said the state looks forward to reporting on the matter in due course.
Our attorneys in the United States are a firm by the name of White and Case, and they are very competent attorneys. They're very well-known international attorneys, and they will be taking the steps that are necessary to produce the benefit for the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Further afield, former U.S. President Donald Trump has been charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, making him the first former U.S. president to face a criminal trial. Appearing in a Manhattan court, Mr. Trump pleaded not guilty after his formal arrest early on Tuesday. As predicted, the charges stem from an alleged hush money payment to a porn star in the days before the 2016 presidential election. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg held a news conference after the arraignment of former President Donald Trump.
Earlier this afternoon, Donald Trump was arraigned on a New York Supreme Court indictment returned by a Manhattan grand jury on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. Under New York State law, it is a felony to falsify business records with intent to defraud and an intent to conceal another crime. That is exactly what this case is about. 34 false statements made to cover up other crimes. These are felony crimes in New York State, no matter who you are. We cannot and will not normalize serious criminal conduct.
Donald Trump, 76, has denied any wrongdoing in the case. This is the one to report internationally. London City Airport has scrapped the 100 milliliter liquid limit by using high-tech scanners, which also allow electronics to be kept in hand luggage at security. The travelers can carry on up to 2 liters of liquid, and toiletries no longer have to be put in separate bags. It is the second UK airport to use this technology in all its security lanes after Teesside introduced it in March. The government has set a June 2024 deadline for most UK airports to install the machines. London City Airport has brought in the C3 scanners, which take high-resolution 3D images of bags. Passengers at other airports currently have to remove items such as tablets, laptops, and liquids from hand luggage for security checks. The current rules were introduced in November 2006 at the end of a ban on liquids in the cabin, when British police said they had foiled a plot to blow up as many as 10 planes using explosives hidden in drinks. That's it for now. We'll come back to remind you of the headlines. This is the Grenada Broadcasting Network. A reminder of the headlines: Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and Minister Dennis Cornwall swap ministerial portfolios. Implementation and Mobilization Minister Andy Williams says government is encountering some difficulty with the Molyneux land slippage restoration project. Health officials issue caution amidst outbreak of gastro and acute respiratory illnesses. Regionally, Trinidad wins $100 million verdict in key corruption lawsuit in Miami. Internationally, former U.S. President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to 34 felony counts. Plus, in the sports news, Grenada's Carifta team presented with team kit. We wish the team the very best. Of course, members will depart on Thursday. If you missed any part of this newscast, the repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online, gbn.gd, our GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom. Good night.